Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming out so early this morning. So yesterday we discussed the boundless imagination and independent perception that children experience up until a certain point. From the moment we're born, we receive signals telling us what the society we've created requires of us to ensure its continuation. That manifests itself in the linear children concept we discussed yesterday, which is the predominant phenomena of children growing up like they should. These regulatory signals that are sent are vital to the efficacy of our world as it is known with all its flaws and its beauty, but therein lies the problem. These signals that are sent from one generation to the next carry with them the problems of the world, ensuring their continued survival. Thus, if we are trying to remedy these problems, we need to start not only in the courtrooms and on the picket lines, but in the classroom. It is my opinion that one of the most harmful messages we send to youth is the idea that humanity is essentially conquered nature and has thereby somehow separated itself from the Earth's natural systems and cycles. This is communicated through what is taught, like the glorification of manifest destiny and the American view that the amount of space and resources that we consume are somehow symbols that establish our dominance in society. Most strikingly to me, however, is how we convey this message by what we omit in primary education. In my high school, everyone was so consumed with their day-to-day lives that I would doubt if any of them ever stopped to consider their connectedness with nature. To give you an example, the environmental group that I co-headed in high school conducted a waste audit of the most commonly frequented trash receptacles by the cafeteria. And we were shocked to find the amount of organic, artisanal, and untouched food in the trash. Our most striking find for me was an unopened bottle of Fiji water. And beyond the fact that this person's parents had to pay for this overpriced and clearly undervalued resource, the carbon footprint of Fiji water and other imported goods that could just as easily be made here are huge. It needed to be bottled, processed, and shipped tens of thousands of miles just to be put in the landfill. This is only one example of the problem with the messages that we're sending to our children and grandchildren. The point of the example is that by the time we reach high school and have the option of electing to take an advanced placement environmental science class, it's largely too late. We have this schema we're comfortable with established in our minds, and as mentioned yesterday, we begin to seek the information which serves our beliefs. We choose activities and advanced placement classes for how they'll look on our resume and serve us in college and later on, and teachers can pick up on this vibe. When I expressed my excitement over a Jane Goodall live stream that was happening to my AP environmental teacher, she disinterestedly replied that she couldn't go because she would be watching How I Met Your Mother. That's not to say that the majority of primary school teachers aren't the superheroes of our society, because they definitely are. But I find it hard to believe that this incident could have happened if a passion for the subject had been infused from an early age. Studies have shown that the traditional 8-hour school day is more exhausting than conducive to learning, especially in the first few years before children have a chance to acclimate. Our society has evolved in every aspect: technology, medicine, industry, you name it. All of these advances have revolutionized the way we look at the world. So why not education? Can you imagine how the world would look if the way in which we learned evolved to fit our current needs as often as Apple products do? What do you see the world looking like? What do you see it looking like if we evolved education? What would you want to see incorporated into primary education? What ideals would you want to see shifted? Shout them out.
Joy. Creation. Creating. Co-creation. Connection.
True action. Not having to sit still.
Exploration. Digging your
A lot of emotional education. That says something in what's not being taught right now. I'm confident that if we could facilitate a love and a connection with the environment, starting with gardening classes in kindergarten and progressively moving on to more complicated hands-on learning, the upcoming generations would have a serious problem with wasting natural resources. I am very interested in the psychological implications of our current relationship with the environment. I would love to conduct a temporal study on the influence of these programs when implemented from an early age, and any potential connection with the environment and how that would influence and manifest itself in future career choices. And if this data could turn into legislation, then my dream would really come true. And as you can probably tell, I am extremely confident that the youth are the dynamic revolutionaries who are empowered from birth until told otherwise to turn the way we see the world on its head, if we only provide them with the tools to do so. The most important of these tools? Education. But not in the sense of the Socratic system that we've been using for years, for thousands of years, with an elder passing down knowledge. Education that is at least as cutting edge as my smartphone, because anything other than that is just a ludicrous statement on where we're putting our ideals and what we place importance on. We have the ability to change the world. We just have to start early enough. Thank you.